Hi everyone, and welcome back to Getting to Know Your Products. Today I'm sharing with you an online exclusive. So what is online exclusive products? So our online exclusive products are not in our catalogues. So you won't find them in our catalogues. You will only find them on the online shop. So when you go into shop now, you go in and find online exclusives, and they have a different whole section of products that you can have, like stamps and papers and bundles and accessories and even kits. So they're all under the online exclusive. So this little beautiful rhino is on the online exclusive. So when I buy online exclusives, I put a little gold half circle on mine so I know they're online exclusive products. So it's just a little thing for me that I'm not looking through a catalogue, looking for the stamp set and realising it's not in there. No, because it's online. So I have, I'm going to move you down to the workbench. Sorry about this. So sorry about my hand for a minute. So I have stamped out two of the rhinos from here. So you can sort of see I've done this one, and I've added a bit of the grass in along here, and then I've done Beyond Grateful. Now I'm doing a series of cards for a kindergarten's presentation, and because it's a kindergarten, they want animals. So I'm just going to go through and colour anyhow and share with you these as I make these cards up, so that you can sort of see how quick and easy and how gorgeous they are. And you can use them for anything, like online exclusive stamps can be used for anything at all. Now we're going to be doing some really nice sponging in here too, so I'm not particularly worried if I go out of the lines a little bit, because we're going to be coming in and doing some sponging in here as well. And that's what our technique is all about today, is online exclusive and our blender brushes. But I'll just colour this through first so that we can use our blender brushes. Who has used our blender brushes? They are amazing. We have large ones and we have small ones, and they come in a pack of 3. Just absolutely beautiful. Now the person that I have been making these for wants them nice and colourful and bright, because that's what kinder's all about, working in a daycare centre or a kindergarten. And she wanted these appreciation cards, or that, you know, you're beyond grateful and things like that, so for her staff. So I've made a range, I'm making a range of cards, and I thought, well, you know what, I'm going to share them, because it's going to be sharing you also how to use that beautiful blender brush, which we're going to come in with in just a minute. So we are going to now use the grey granite on our little rhino here. He's just absolutely gorgeous, so we're going to come in and colour him down. And you can, I'd like to colour them first before I do my sponging. Okay, but you can sponge first and then do the colouring, whichever way you like. There's no right or wrong. Okay, these are our, if you haven't seen these pens, these are our beautiful alcohol pens. They're called blends, and they are amazing. They come in a set of 2, and a light and a dark, and just so simple to use. They really are. They just glide over the paper because they're alcohol based. Absolutely gorgeous. And you have 2 ends, so you've got the thicker end, which we'll just finish doing a little bit more of this with the thicker end, and then I'll come in with the thinner end. Okay, I'm going to come in with the thinner end now. So this is the pen end as well. So this is, you've got a little bit more control over with this one. So you can come down, it's the same colour, so you can come down and colour the rest. You just got a little bit more control over your nib. It's a little bit of harder nib. Okay, so then we're going to come in with, this one is called grey granite, as I said, the light grey granite, and I'm going to come in with, this one says SU 1000, and this is the colour I'm going to use. So this comes in a set of browns and pinks, skin tones if you want to call it. Comes in like a skin tone package set, which is really great. You can just order 2 of each and just check them out on the online store. Amazing. I'm just going to add a little bit of crumb cake around here in this section here, and just add a little bit up the side there, and just add a little bit on here. You can add all different colours, whatever colours you want, but just quick easy colouring. Blend really well together. You can blend lots of colours together because they do blend really, really well. So you can sort of see I've gone over the pink and I've gone over the grey. Really lovely. Okay, so these now are our blender brushes. These are our blender brushes here. Now they come in the big, which you can sort of see, which is quite big. They're quite big. And the small. So 2 very different sizes. They're quite flexible, so you can press hard and you can press light. You can, yeah, they've got some, like little springs, I feel, but they're not, but they're really quite springy. So I'm going to come in with the boho blue first. I don't want this one because it's not boho blue, and I have one virtually nearly for all my blues. Like I'll have one for just my blues. So come in, pat on, and then come through. So you're going to come off and come onto the paper, and we're going to come in over here. Now sometimes I like to leave a little bit of a light white effect through the blending. It's very quick, very easy, and very simple for anyone who has never blended or used a blender brush before. So not hard to use. So we'll come in now with a little bit of yellow, which is the Daffodil Delight I'm using on this one. So once again, just load it up, and you can load it up as much or as little as you want. Okay, so come in with a little bit of yellow, Daffodil Delight I should say, through there. Okay, as I said, you can go as dark or as light as you want, and you can sort of can see you're getting that nice backgrounding effect now. And now we're just going to come in with, I'm using, even though I used Old Olive down here, I'm using the Lemon Lime Twist in the green, and it goes well with this colour, with the Old Olive blend. So I'm just going to start getting my circular motions going on my paper because I want it to go in nice and smooth. And you can sort of see it comes in beautifully, and yeah, just gorgeous. It's just so easy. So really beautifully blended in. So it looks really gorgeous. It looks like you're sitting out in the paddock. You can add a little bit of brown in there if you want to. There's so much you can do. You can add a shadow effect underneath him. You can have him standing in water. There's lots of things that you can do and think outside the square, but we're going to keep it quite simple today. So that's this one, and then we're going to colour in this one as well. And like I said, not hard to do. Just come in with your pen. I'm going to come in just with me Old Olive pen, come in with the grass and just colour this in. Like I said, even if you go out of the lines a little bit, it's not going to matter because you're going to come in and blend, and that's fine. Okay, I don't try to stay in the lines or anything like that when I'm doing my blends on the grass, when I'm doing these blends, when I'm going to blend. So these are blenders, Stampin' Blend pens, they're alcohol. And then we use the blender brush with our normal ink, not alcohol ink, just our normal core based inks, which are a water-based ink. Okay, so quite easy to use, not hard. So once again, do the grass. So this time we'll start at the bottom, we'll work our way up a little bit. We're going to colour in the little bird. So we've got a little bird, so I've got a little blue here. So this is Pool Party, and I'm just going to do a little blue bird on here, which is really nice. This time we're going to add just a tiny little bit of, like he's stepping in a little bit of water here. And we'll have that coming out, like he's got a bit of a puddle coming through. And he's just having a little bit of a walk in there with a bit of water coming through. So then we're going to do this one. We'll make him a wild wheat colour today, just something a bit different. Rhino's a grey colour, but we're going to do him a little bit of a wild wheat colour. Just colour him in. I do like to stay within the lines when I'm colouring my rhino though, just not my grass. So, okay, so you can turn him around as you're working. Now just remember, when you're using your blends, it will come through the other side. So always make sure that you have a piece of grid paper or a piece of paper or cardboard under your work, especially if you're working on a dining table, because it is permanent and you don't want that to go through onto a beautiful table. So make sure that you have something underneath it as you're doing your colouring. There's so much you can do with blends, and just keep watching these episodes because I will keep sharing lots more and more that you can do with the products. So it's all about the products and what you can do with them, because you want the best, you want the most out of your products. When you buy and purchase products, you really do want the best and the most of what you can get out of it. So we're going to add a little bit of grey up here on this one and down on his toenails. And they all blend really, really well together. So you can blend in any colours together. They blend in really well. And that's what I love about it. It's just a matter of playing with it and having a little bit of a play. And like we can even add a little bit of a grey wing on here on the bird. A little bit more. Okay, so you can also come in with a yellow beak if you want to on the bird. Just bring him in a little yellow beak. And also we can come in with another number. This time it's, this is the light pumpkin pie. I don't really want to use that, but I'll use this one this time. This one is SU 500. This is another skin tone one, but I'll use this one this time for his little horn here. Okay, so you can see he's quite happy chirping away. You can just bring in a little bit of colouring in where you want. And it's really easy to highlight because you've got the little black marks there that you can sort of come in and do those little highlight marks with. And just highlight a little bit around. Okay, so, and then if you come back over with the same colour, you can come in with, you'll make it darker and lighter. So you can just come in and make over the top, blend it in a little bit, and you'll make it just a little bit darker. So if you want these areas a little bit darker, just around the mouth area and different areas, you can do that. Okay, so you can just come in and blend. Okay, so you can sort of see you get that when it dries, it's just going to dry a little bit different colour, and he's going to be a little bit of a blotchy because they're not, you know, all one straight colour. They're all blotchy, these animals. So just come in, do a little bit of colouring on it, and just let it dry because it's a second layer. It will dry very randomly, very differently, and you'll get a very different light and dark effect in your picture, which is really good. So then we come back and we do the blending with the blending brushes once again. So not hard, very easy. The trick with the blender brushes is rolling your ink, but roll on your paper and then roll onto your project. Now, why do we do this? So we don't get, let me show you. If you go like that, you're going to get marks. If you go like that, you're going to get marks. Okay, and that's fine if you want them, because sometimes I do want them. But if you don't want them, then you definitely want to start off the page. Okay, so we're going to have a little bit of grass going up there. Now, say you want a bit of a hill in there, you can have a bit of a hill in there as well. You know, that's easy to do. We just grab some Post-it notes, which is, okay, I'm just going to pull that out. So I just pull out a couple of Post-it notes. I like these ones because they're quite big, and you've got the sticky side. So just do some cutting or ripping on the sticky side. But so you've still got some sticky to stick onto your paper. Okay, so just pull them off. And then you can come in and you can put this right over where you want it. And then start off onto your paper and come up. Okay, so you can come up onto it. And you'll see that you get this really nice effect through there, like it's another layer, like it's a long way away. So it looks like it's further away. And then you can do the same when you're coming in with the blue. So we'll come in with the blue this time. We probably won't add yellow to this one. We won't need to. We'll probably just add the blue, boho blue. And you can use whatever colours you want or whatever colours you have. So you can have this coming in any way that you want. Now, this is where I don't mind coming straight down onto my card when I'm doing the sky, because it looks like clouds in the sky. So you can come in and get that rough looking part. Okay, I don't mind that one little bit when I'm doing the sky area. Okay, so you can sort of see now you've got that sky layer there. And then you can just come in and do a little bit of blend underneath it, you know, and do a little bit of blue underneath that, in between the green and the blue. Okay, so you can sort of see you can do beautiful layerings here. You can even come down and do another little bit of blue in with that blender pen that we used before. So you can come in and do a little bit of blue down here as well if you want to. And you can sort of see you get that extension on the water down there. So just the way you want to use your blends, you can use them different ways to get different effects from your two cards like this. Okay, so just different ways. This is just plain. This is doing a little bit of blending with the masking, like, you know, putting your paper across. Okay, so that's a really nice way of doing it. Now we have, I'm using lots of different bright papers because the papers are bright for the teachers and that. So when you're looking to see your card on some paper, it's just going to be the border. So you want to make sure that when you're doing it, that when you hold it, you go, yes, that looks okay. It might not look okay, and if it doesn't look okay, then you really need to look for a different colour. You might need to come in with a different colour. So like this one probably looks better on this one. You know, so just change your colours around and check, you know. This one might look great on this one because of the colour of the the Rhino, you know, so it just depends on what you're using. Or even down here, I love the colour because we have colour coordination. This is the wild wheat one, so this is the one that I definitely pick to go with this one because I've used the wild wheat on here. So, or you've got, no, this one's the wild wheat, so that one's the copper clay. This one's the wild wheat, so I'd use this one. So you can choose which way you want to go with this. That way, or you can have the love hearts if you wanted to go that way. I'm more inclined to go that way on that one. So that's the next thing, is deciding what you're going to mat it in. So that's what I want to mat that in. And then this one I'm sort of looking at, oh, do I want this blue? And then I'm looking at his grey this time, and I'm thinking, you know what, I have some grey ones here. So I might come in with the grey because I think that's going to come in quite well. So let's go with those colours. And that's what you need to do. You need to choose. Some people choose their paper first, and then when they've actually coloured it, they aren't happy with the card, or they aren't happy with it because it hasn't actually blended in. So it's a matter of just working out how to blend your papers. So I go for the main focus on here is my Rhino. So that's where I'm going with my main focus on my paper. So then you would measure your card and you'd go, well, this is 11.5 by 7.5. So I want 8 by 12, this piece of paper. So grab your paper trimmer out and work out which one you want 8, because that's the way it's going to go, right? That's the way it's going to go, your narrow piece. Okay, so we're going to come down 8, and then you've got your, you know which way your paper's going to run, you know which way it's going to go. So just make sure that you have got this measured up here, and when you measure it up, this is 11.5, so I add an extra 0.5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which will make it up to the 12. So I would measure this at 12 at this end, and then cut it across the top there. Okay, that gives me my sizing. Okay, so this time I'll do it the other way around. This time I'll have the paper running down this way, 8, and then turn it around at 12. So they will look a little bit different, especially when you're doing similar cards, but you're doing them for a group of people. You just want that little image to look a little bit different. So that's what we're going with here. Okay, we want it to look that little bit different. So we're going to use our Tombow liquid glue. Just make sure when it's been sitting a little while, pull the end out. Okay, and then come through and do your gluing down. Okay, and it looks different because it looks like the lines are running right through, but they're not really. Where this one's going to look like they're going to go through this way. So very different each side, depending on what you're doing. So this one's going on this way, and you'll see the lines look like they're going across this time. Okay, so now I've got my cards here already cut out, because I like to be pre-prepared so they're all done. And then this one's going on the front of this one here. Okay, so I'm just going to, this one wasn't folded very well for some reason. So just when it's not folded really well, line it back up like this and then come down and give it a good crease with your bone folder. So I'll just grab my bone folder and give it a really good crease with that. Okay, then we can pop this one on. Now we're doing an insert on these ones too, because like I said, these are for a kindergarten or a daycare centre, and they will be wanting them all a little bit different for their staff, and that's the thing that you can do. Even though you're using one stamp set, you can still do a lot of different ways of doing that card, depending on the paper, the way you use your paper, and which side you use. The designer series paper too. So I mean, the other side was beautiful too. It had hearts on it, so you can sort of see that that looks really lovely. Now the last step of this card is we have 2 insert cards. So insert for in here. They're the wrong size, those ones. I've just got to find my right size. Okay, so the outside ones are a little bit smaller, of course, than my inside ones. Okay, so I'll give you the measurements for the inside ones as well. Okay, so this one is, oh, this one's just a little bit past 12 and a little bit past, so it's 8.2 by 12.2, not much difference to go in these cards. Now, these are the notelet cards that we have. Now, the notelet cards already come cut and scored with envelopes, so they are fantastic. They are one of the best quick, easy cards if you've got to do a lot of cards in a hurry. They're already pre-cut for you, pre-scored for you, everything. So amazing, love them. But they're a little bit smaller than our normal cards. Our normal cards are 10.5, which come to about here, and our normal cards come to about 15. So they're a little bit smaller. And yeah, so I'm just going to do some blending on here now. So for the inside of the card as well. But before I do, I just want to stamp the word down that I'm using on it, and it just says thank you with all my heart. Now unfortunately this is an old stamp, but when someone comes around here and orders cards with me, I let them pick from any of my stamps, which is a lot. I've got a lot. So this is the one that was chosen for the words inside the card. So this is the one that we're going with. But it is I'm quite sure, a retired stamp set, if I remember correctly, on this particular one. Sometimes they're not, but that's okay. We're just going to finish this one down. Thank you with all my heart. I like it that they're the same saying on the inside, and then the person can just write to who it's from and the message that they want to write. And then we're just going to add, because we've got that beautiful swirly bits on the outside, we're going to add that to this card as well. So we're going to come down and add a little bit of blue to it. Brighten it up, because it is a kindergarten, remember. So you can do these all different ways that you want to do it. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't matter which way you come, you can do it whatever way you want to do it. So we'll bring a little bit of blue in there, come in with some yellow as well, I think, or yeah, because we've got yellow on one of them, so we can come in with some yellow anyhow on both of them, it won't matter. So a little bit of yellow. It doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be all in the same spot. You can just come in and brighten it up. Yellow always brightens everything up, doesn't it? So you can just have it wherever you want. And then you can come in with some green as well. And you can sort of see it's not hard to do, and it's just a matter of changing your colours and using a different brush each time. Not hard, so just come in, do a little bit of, you can leave a little bit of white on there as well if you want to. I'll leave a little bit of white on this one, I think, just on around the words there. The same with this one. I'll probably leave a little bit of white in there. Just add a little bit of green through in here, and just a little bit up through here. And you can sort of see you get this gorgeous mother of pearl type look. And yeah, really great, and it finishes the card off to match the outside. The only thing after that is you've got to remember to put the angel policy on the back of the card, and that's a copyright Stampin' Up stamp, which mine is not sitting on the table because it's not sitting on the table. But that's okay. Yeah, so look up a little bit more. I will do a little segment on copyright as well. So I will tell you quickly, if you're doing markets or for stores or for handing out, like I'm doing this series for, I think it's a daycare centre, if I remember. Yeah, so you want to put the copy stamp on the back of it, okay, the angel policy. And that gives you permission from Stampin' Up to use their stamps and to pre-sell your cards. So that's handy to know. And you can still write over the top of that when it's dry. So there are 2 beautiful cards for today. Back up here. How gorgeous are they? And don't forget, this stamp set is from Online Exclusive, so check it out. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you at the next class. God bless you all. Bye for now.